Hi everyone, I'm Jemaku Brimstone. Welcome to the review of Destroy, Erase, Improve, the second record by the band Meshuggah. Today we're celebrating the 30th anniversary of the record, so I decided to go back and see if it still holds up or not. I've already reviewed their Chaos Sphere album, so go check that video out. I also did some Doom MIDI covers of their music, one misheard lyric video of the song New Millennium Cyanide because I love that one. My story with this band is quite simple. Someone showed me their music back in 2010. I was in elementary school. I remember that person saying that their music was similar to Fear Factory, so I was very intrigued. I've checked out their discography and became a massive fan. That's just it. Meshuggah is interesting for many reasons, because the band started like at the end of the 80s as a technical thrash metal band, but around the 1993 they started incorporating more grooves into their music. And what they officially released in 1994, the non-EP, might be the first gent release ever. The lineup here is Jens on the vocals, Frederick on lead guitar and keyboards, the new member Martin on rhythm guitar, Thomas on the drums, and Peter on the bass. It's his last release with the band because he quit because of vertigo, but from what I know he returned to playing recently because he was in a new project which also plays more prog groove metal stuff. What's interesting about this band is while most of the songs are written by the main guitarist Frederick, we also have songs done by the drummer or just the vocalist, which is very cool. The production style was handled by Daniel Bergstrand and the band themselves. I love the sound of the drums here, the guitars are mixed perfectly, same with the bass which is up front and the vocals. Yeah, the mixing and the mastering is all great. This one does not need a remaster at all. Message is diverse. To me it's a concept record about a person who basically destroys their old self and then improves on themselves, and it comes out as a different new type of person. Of course, that's just how I see the lyrics, because they are quite vague and you don't know what's actually happening. There's lots of mixed messages here, lots of destruction, anti-religion, rage against social norms. But to me, as I said, I feel like the first 5 songs are about destroying who you were, then you erase that with the instrumental song, and the last 4 tracks are like about improving and changing yourself to be a better person. Of course, that might be not the case, but that's just how I feel about it. You can comment down below your own interpretation of the lyrics. Structure of the songs is all over the place. The instrumental song has a basic one where we've got just one melody, and on top they add some other melodies. Advanced structure is where they start with an intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, then a bridge which has like from 3 to 6, maybe even 8 different segments, and usually they go back to the verse and the chorus and then the outro. And technical, that one has even more segments thrown in between, but they still have at least one verse and one chorus. Everything else might just only occur once in the entire song. Also, almost every song on this album has a guitar solo, or 2. Now let's talk about the musicianship. Let's start with the drummer Thomas. His playing is phenomenal. I love his double bass work, the grooves, the style, the precision of his playing. It's all superb. The bass work on the other hand, well, the bass is audible and the bassist mostly follows the guitars, but we have some moments here and there where he deviates from that stuff, and I truly enjoy that. The guitar work on the other hand is fantastic as well. I love those crunchy, heavy guitar riffs, dun 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 dun, the chugs, the everything, but what makes this album stand out to me is the atmosphere, the melodies in the background, the crazy guitar solos, stuff that is happening in the middle of Soulborn. Like, what the hell is that? Love that, just love that. And last but not least, let's talk about the vocals. The vocals here sounds way different than on the next records. Here he's more shouting, yelling, screaming, but in a more thrashy way, I would say, you know, like thrash metal, and I do dig that. It still has emotions. Many people say that Meshuggah became more mechanized later on, and I agree with that, and some people prefer that. Me on the other hand, I'm more into this thing, you know, these kinds of vocals where some of the screams still have emotions and passion behind them. Truly fantastic performance. When it comes to the music genre on this release, well, it's like progressive metal, groove metal, and a little bit of death metal and thrash metal thrown in, creating this one interesting mass of experimental metal music. It's something that inspired the entire dance genre because of the dun 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 dun, how the guitar riffs and the drum patterns on the legs, you know, the leg work always matches the riff, dun 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 dun. And now let's rate the individual songs. The album opens up with Future Breed Machine. I'm not going to lie to you, this is the best song on the album. I love the intro, that melody, and then the drumming here is just fantastic. It has so much passion and energy behind it. And then the screams, I just love the faster parts in Meshuggah's music were always my favorite. That's why I'm not a big fan of what they've been doing for the past 20 years, because it doesn't have that energy and passion. It's more mechanic, it's more laid back, but here just outbursts of energy happening in tracks. You know, we've got some more somber melodies, like in the middle of the song where we've got that cool guitar solo melodies. It sounds kinda like some forgotten ancient place in Tomb Raider old school video games or something like that. It has that vibe to it, I don't know why. Love every single section here, the breakdowns, the melodies, the vocals, the guitar riffs, all is great. 11 out of 10. Beneath this song, well, I'm going to disappoint you because this is my second least favorite song here. I do enjoy the intro, but the verse melodies, you know, the riffs, they don't grab me at all. The chorus and the bridge section, that's actually quite great. I do enjoy listening to this song. I never skip it as I'm going through the record, but it's not that memorable. And while I do enjoy the intro and most of the melodies, that verse riff is just so blatant and like bleh, bland, boring. But yeah, the song is mostly great. 8- out of 10. Soulborn, so this one is very interesting. You can find a demo version from 1993 of this track. They actually haven't changed a lot besides the tempo. The demo is like faster. Here it's like slightly slower, but I just love the main riff. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dun dun dum dum. It kinda has that slight James Bond vibe to it, like someone is like watching you and like trying to get a hold of you, but you just in the nick of a second you just escape. That's what sound dum 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 dum. But what is the best part of the track for me is the middle part, like jazzy little fucking chaos. Love that stuff. It sounds insane. Overall, I feel like this song is not perfect, but because I love the middle part section and the main guitar riff, I think it's 10- out of 10. Transfiction, this one has some nice nu metal riffs. Yeah, some nu metal dun 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 in the background, reminds me of Korn. Besides that, yeah, almost every segment is fun except one, and I don't remember which one, but my favorite part here for sure is the atmosphere, the groovy nu metal riff, dun 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 dun, and the bridge. 9+ out of 10. Vanished, this song is just as good as the previous one. I enjoyed the main melodies. Yet again, the atmosphere in the background, the guitar solo, it all slaps. 9+ out of 10. Accurate Placity, or however you pronounce that. This one is laid back, informs you that the Destroy section of the album is over, and this is like the erase part. I love it, you know, it reminds me of some old school video games. It's not perfect, but it's a palette cleanser, you know, to prepare you for the next 4 songs. 9 out of 10. Inside What's Within Behind. That title, I have no clue what it means, but I enjoyed the melodies here, but the added vocal section, you know, the spoken words, they like take me out of the song. I just don't like them. So this is the worst song on the album and the worst version of this song by far, because you can find the 1994 demo that was on the Self-Cage EP, which does not have those spoken words, so it's better. And also there's a 1993 demo version, the earliest part, and that one is much faster, it's interesting, and it's my favorite version, even if the quality kinda sucks. So I actually dig the song, it's 9 out of 10 in my eyes, but this version particularly is not that great, it's the worst one, so 7+ out of 10. Terminal Illusions, the anti-religious song, this one slaps. The vocal performance, the anger, the passion behind the voice, the guitar riffs, the breakdowns, the genty parts. Hell yeah, everything here slaps. I love every single section here. It's my second favorite song on the album. That's for sure, 10 out of 10. Suffer and Truth, this one is a competent song. I do enjoy it from beginning to the end. The atmosphere, especially the more melodic riffs here and there, but it's not the best song here, it's just great. 8 out of 10. And the final song, Sub-Levels, this one is a new version of a demo. I forgot its title, some resting place or something like that. I prefer the demo cut because it's much more interesting, has better riffs and ideas. This new version sounds very watered down and like, you know, easier, simpler. I still do dig it, especially the atmosphere, the more melodic, somber parts. Those are my favorite on this track. The rest, not so much. Also, some of the vocals yet again go into that weird spoken word territory, which I am not fond of. So 8 out of 10. To sum it up, the consistency is stable, the flow is fitting, group quality. Yeah, it's an excellent release. I enjoyed from beginning to the end. It's probably my favorite Meshuggah full album, I would say. The tracks like Future Breed Machine, Terminal Illusions, Soul Burn, Transfiction, Vanished, Suffer and Truth are my favorite. This album would have been better if some of the songs were similar to their demo versions, like Inside What's Within Behind and Sub-Levels. If they were more like their demo counterparts, I would be more happier. I still recommend you listening to this one. You probably know it because it's a classic record. But wait, this is not the end. Welcome to the hidden section of this video, the non-EP review. Yay! So I actually forgot to review this last year. The production is tight, it's even better than Destroy, Erase, Improve. It might be the best sounding Meshuggah thing actually when it comes to production. It sounds raw, also it has life in it. Message is diverse, the songs I have no clue what they're about, very negative sounding, antisocial, maybe something about governments, who knows. There is a song about emotions here, which is very weird, and the last song sounds like you're just going insane. The structures here are mostly technical, the genre is the same as on the next record, so it's a mix of groove metal, death metal, prog metal and thrash metal, with a little bit hints of nu metal, because it has that vibe in some parts. It has the same lineup of musicians as Destroy, Erase, Improve record, so this is actually the first official release with Martin on the guitar. The EP opens up with Humiliative or something like that. I love the intro, doom, 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 doom. The guitar riffs, the passion in the melodies, the energy, the vocals, so hard, so passionate, everything, just everything. This song is such a banger. Every single section is iconic to me, and I just love the more introspective and somber outro, you know, those melodies. But my favorite part is right in the middle with the cool breakdowns. 11 out of 10. Sickening, this one goes hard as well. It opens up with some little bit harmonic or noise, and then the dun, 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 riffs envelop the entire song. The middle part section is my favorite, and yet again the guitar solos, all of that stuff. 10 out of 10. Ritual was written by the vocalist, and it's probably the best Meshuggah song. I love the intro here. Very melodic, and then the riffs up and doom, 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 doom. The melodies here, the guitar solos, so full of life and energy. They so somber and so one of a kind. You're not going to forget about this song when you're going to listen to it, because the vocal performance, same with every musician here, it just slaps. I love how the bassist has many moments on this entire EP where he just shines, you know, he plays them boom, 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 boom. 11 out of 10. Gods of Rapture has the best intro out of all the Meshuggah songs. The dun dun dun, that melody, very crunchy, heavy, inspired. Fun fact, this is another song that is featured on the 1993 demo, right along with Soulburn and Inside What's Within Behind, something like that. Love this one so much, the passion here, but I must say that it's the weakest song on the EP, while still being perfect, because I do enjoy every single segment. 10 out of 10. And the final song, Aztec Two-Step. What the hell is going on here? Like, this track vocally, it's perfect, you know, the emotions, the anger. Also, Aztec Two-Step and Ritual are the only Meshuggah songs with cuss words, you know, like fuck. Love the vocals, the screaming here, the screams in the middle of the song. It's just so beautiful, I love it. The music, crazy, it's crazy. Some blast beat section in the middle. Love everything here. and the outro is just the screams. I wish they were slightly shorter, but that's my only complaint. After that we have some silence and then hidden track starts playing, which is a fun thing. You should check it out. That's all. 10 out of 10. To sum it up, the consistency is stable, the flow is ideal, replayability, yeah, it's a masterpiece. I love this EP from beginning to the end. It's the best thing Meshuggah has done. They will never tap this thing. I don't even know if they are capable of, because I love the emotional resonance of the vocals, the screams, the lyrics, which are quite interesting even if I don't understand half of them. The music, the changes, the tempos, the guitar solos, the atmosphere of the songs, the crunchy, gentle parts, the bass lines that are here, all of that creates that very one-of-a-kind experience that I feel that newer records actually do not possess. So that's just how I feel. I don't have nostalgia towards this band because I've heard it when I was already like at the end of elementary school. I've been listening to metal since I was like 3-4 years old, so yeah, but for some reason I just love those first Meshuggah records, you know, everything they've done in the 90s has that atmosphere and energy that captivates me, and the next records like don't do that for some reason. That's just how I feel, sorry. So Celebrate University by Spinning, Destroy, Erase, Improve and None Today. They both deserve your attention and love. That's all from me, thank you for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, follow me on my Instagram, links in the description. Shout out to all of my Patreon supporters who gracefully sponsor these videos, you're all truly wonderful. If you want you can join them so I can make more videos like this one. Have a great day and I will see you next time. Bye!